Hey everybody, John here with Havoc Maker Studio and FNP Wargamers. So today, true believers, we're going to be covering some amazing news from Atomic Mass Games and their hit game, Marvel Crisis Protocol. Now, if you are not familiar with Marvel Crisis Protocol, it is a tabletop miniature game of the skirmish variety. There's war games, there's skirmish games, and kind of like a RPG games that we're seeing from from Stargrave and Frostgrave from Osprey Press. The bigger war games like Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Kings of War, that sort of thing. Now this one is a skirmish game where you assemble a team of heroes, villains, or a combination of them from the Marvel Universe and battle against another opponent in a 3 foot by 3 foot board with buildings and cars, street lamps, and trash cans, dumpsters, all sorts of different terrain pieces that are all interactive. And you have about 6 turns to capture objectives or rescue hostages, a variety of different scenarios, and more scenarios keep coming out as more characters come out. So this game has, at least in my opinion, as I've said many times before, and thankfully I've found a lot of other people's opinions that match it, that this is probably the most balanced tabletop skirmish game for miniature wargaming out there. Both from the competitive, like if you were playing a tournament type of event, or just a casual, hey, let's just play a game. And the winning side really comes down to the luck of the dice, the combination of the team that you assembled, and the tactics and strategies that you employ. No matter what, at the end of the day, you strip all that away, you are having fun playing with your favorite Marvel characters with one of your friends or more. So every week almost, or every other week, they have basically a release schedule where they will go, hey, here's a new miniature that's coming down the line. And then a miniature that they've already shown previously, they're like, hey, here is us painting it. And you're going to see a step process here. And then another model that they had shown previously, they're like, hey, this is our panel to play. And let me show you panel to play real quick, just in case you're not familiar with it. If you go to the Atomic Mass Games page, they got all this wonderful stuff on there. So from panel to play, this one right now that came out on the 20th last week is the Scarlet Witch. They show off some artwork. They give a wonderful description of the character, show off the miniature, and they give a brief overview of the character's abilities. It doesn't tell you quite everything you need to know, but enough to go, oh my goodness, this will be fun to play, besides just having one of your favorite Marvel characters. And then after that, eventually that character that they've already shown how to paint it, how it's going to play, and then they'll eventually show off the rules for that character, the full rules, so you'll understand, oh, this character can do X, Y, and Z. That's what they meant in panel to play. Atomic Mass Games, and that's a very, please understand, that's a very watered down description of how they do this. But they have probably the best social media marketing out there. They stagger all the releases. They're very transparent. They're very open to communication, either on Twitch, on their blog, or more on their Facebook page. So I've really got to credit to them. There's a lot of bigger companies out there that don't know how to communicate, and you've seen my videos before somewhere down below, something about a cursed city. But you've also might not have heard me talk about other companies that are just up and coming, and they're just finding their feet. What Atomic Mass Games has done is, well, they've done it right. Made a balanced game that you're not chasing rule sets. Made wonderful characters that capture the essence of the universe, and have done a great job of advertising everything about their game in such a way that we're never really found wanting. Every week we get something. So what does that have to do with today's video? Well, let's cover a variety of things. I'm pretty sure I got this all in order, but I want to go ahead and do this. So last week, well, weeks and weeks ago, we already saw Scarlet Witch and her brother Pietro Quicksilver had been shown off. The models were looked really awesome, and now Scarlet Witch has her panel to play, which I imagine either this week or maybe next week. I'm going to say probably next week. We'll actually see her cards, which is her character cards, which you use to play the game. This week, I think we might see a panel to play for Quicksilver. I want to show off Quicksilver. Most of you have probably already seen this miniature on the Atomic Mask Facebook page or elsewhere. I just wanted to kind of show off the miniature, especially for those of you that are not familiar with this, to see just this great detail that they put into these characters. Now, this is a classic Quicksilver costume. Just like Scarlet Witch has a classic costume, you will see a lot of the Marvel characters with their classic costumes. Some have upgrades to more modern ones, like, say, Luke Cage. He no longer has the tiara, thankfully. But then again, we also have, like I said, classic characters like here, the X-Men and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants are all rocking their classic costumes. Now, I really dig this character. I like the fact that he has a running motion. I mean, he looks like he's sprinting forward and not in kind of a weird certain Scarlet Speedster movie character. He looks like he is running like a normal person. Well, normal person that's running at Mach speeds. I did see a funny thing that there must be like an issue with exploding rocks and debris in the Marvel universe, because I see so many characters with exploding rocks, and it's either the rocks and the pavement is exploding, or the whoever's targeting them have really poor aim. They're like stormtroopers. But it also helps kind of show off, and I'm joking around a little bit here, but it does help show off kind of his speed. I mean, he's fast enough that he's probably running across several of these exploding rocks and not missing a stride. So I get what they're going with here. I just thought that some of the comments I had seen about other characters and their exploding rocks or exploding bases, it made sense. But in this case, I could see him running so fast that he is just taking time to use these as stepping stones. Anyways, I just wanted to show that one off. The next one I want to talk about is a character that's already come out. Now, this is a bit of a preview. I've not seen this on any other Facebook page or any news site, so I want to go ahead and cover it. With Iron Fist and Luke Cage coming out next month, hopefully the first week of May, we get to see two of their cards. I've already shown off one before, but here we have two of them. We have first, let's go ahead and cover Kunlun. I'm not sure what the exact pronunciation of that is. I'm not sure how to say that correctly. Anyways, let's call it Kunlun Training. It's an unaffiliated. That means anybody can use this card. It's a reactive, so it's always in. That means that you play it in as a reaction to somebody else's, or reaction to somebody else's technique or ability or their action. So when an allied character is attacking or defending, so let's say in this case we're going to use Iron Fist. When an allied character is attacking or defending, before the calculate success or failure step, at the end of the modified dice step of the attack, it may spend 4 power to play this card. And then you reroll the attack dice. Now that sounds a little complicated, but let me explain. You take, whenever you're trying to make an attack, you look at your attack ability and you grab all the dice that you need. And if there's any extra dice from special abilities or other cards, you add them in and you roll those dice. And the calculate success step is looking at those dice and seeing which ones are successful or not. That's all that is. It's nothing really complicated. And this all happens in the blink of an eye. So please don't feel like, oh my gosh, this sounds really complicated. It's not. And the modified dice step is another one of those that you might have an ability that say, hey, for if you are attacking, all of your shield, which is your defense side of the dice, can be a hit. So you modify every single one of those shields that you have rolled, and now they're all hits, that sort of thing. Now, this particular card is really good when you're trying to deliver I don't want to say fatal blow, but a deciding hit, a deciding attack that could, say, topple Thanos or the Hulk, Ultron. Iron Fist has a very powerful attack that's strong enough to take out the helicarrier. And let's say you roll those 9 dice and you roll so poorly and you get like maybe 2 hits, and you know your opponent is going to defend against that. Before or at the end of the dice step, you can activate this card for 4 power and take that very, very bad roll for this amazing, awesome attack and re-roll all those attack dice. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to be successful this time around. You might only get 1 success, but it's better than the current predicament that you're in. And it's really critical, especially when you are maybe in the last stages of the game and you need to take out, say, Thanos, because he is sitting on an objective and you need that objective, but you need your big wallop attack that's going to take him out, and it failed. Pop this card, go ahead and re-roll those attack dice and take Thanos out. Put him in his place. That is a really good card, and the only downside is the 4 power that you have to spend, but if you're already in need of using this card, you likely already have 4 power. So Kick 'em While They're Down is the next card. It's another unaffiliated card. It's an active card. Any character may spend 2 power to play this card. And by any character, that's any character that is in your team that's on the table and still active. And you get to choose an enemy character. So when targeting that chosen enemy character with an attack this round, allied characters may re-roll 1 attack dice for each special condition the chosen character has. So what that means is if that character, let's go back to Thanos. Let's say Thanos has stagger and bleed. Let's say Wolverine cut him, so he's bleeding. He's got stagger from getting hit by, say, Luke Cage, and Scarlet Witch is in your roster, and she's going to be one of those few characters that can just throw out status effects like they're candy. And she's got him with, say, stun or something else. That's 3 attack dice, or like I said, 1 attack dice per special condition that you get to re-roll. So you might not even need to pop or use Kunlun training. But that's just another example of something that you can do with these characters. So these cards coming with Luke Cage and Iron Fist are really going to be really good cards to have. Now, does that mean you need to run out and buy those 2 characters? No, you don't have to. I think if you want those cards, you might want to get them, but you're not required to. It is not that critical. Every character box comes with multiple cards, so you're not really missing out. So let's go ahead and cover the last thing I want to talk about. Sam Wilson, Captain America, right on the heels of something that just popped up this last Friday. Spoiler alerts. So they just revealed him today on Facebook, and my God, he is glorious. I was wondering if we were going to see Sam Wilson as the Falcon or as the Captain America like they did in the comic books. If you're not familiar, if you're thinking that, oh, this is just, MCU stuff. No. In the comic books, I'm going to say it's probably been about 5-6 years now. It could be a little bit more. Something happened, and Captain America was de-aging. The super soldier formula was just de-aging him, similar to kind of what happened, made him look, well, not as old as he did at the end of Marvel, not Marvel Crisis Protocol, but at the end of Avengers Endgame, but along that lines. And so he had to pass the shield on, and there was nobody he could trust more than Sam Wilson, who really fit the role. Now, yes, there's John Walker, who became a U.S. agent. That ever since he showed up back in the '90s, he bungled the job. He God bless him for trying, but he was just an unstable character. And Bucky, he did fulfill that role the time that Captain America got shot in the head, and he stood in and became Captain America. But he was more of a soldier. U.S. agent or John Walker was more of a thug. Neither of those two fulfilled that role as Captain America. Now there was like an alternate universe where Sharon Carter, I think it was Sharon Carter, became Captain America, or Peggy Carter, I believe it was, became Captain America. Okay, that was cool, but that's not present day Earth 616. So long story short, this is cool because we get to see the only person that has lived up to that legacy. Yes, I mean, there could be Isaiah Bradley, which I believe is the first super soldier out there before Captain America, and then his son, I believe, becomes the Patriot for the Young Avengers. We might see those in the future because they just showed up in a certain Marvel TV series. But still, at the end of the day, as I keep coming back to, Sam Wilson fit the ideal of what it means to be Captain America, and him getting that shield and maintaining both those identities is just really awesome. I love the fact that they did this, and I love the fact that they gave him such an amazing pose, and they really nailed the costume. So I'm sorry, I'm a little tickled that we get to see an awesome character that has come up through the ranks of Marvel history to take on one of the most iconic mantles. We also got one of his cards, one of his mission cards, and this is a secure card. So you always do a secure and extract mission during a game when you're playing against somebody else in Marvel Crisis Protocol. And this is the sword establishes base on Moon's blue area. If you're not familiar with the blue area of the Moon, go ahead and read up on that for Marvel Comics. Google that. So I'm not going to read everything, but I will read the interact with the consoles. If no enemy characters are contesting the console, you are now controlling the console. If one or more enemy characters are contesting the console, roll a dice. If the result is a critical success, a wild dice, or a hit, you are now controlling the console. If a player controls more consoles during the power phase than their opponents, they control the security systems in the base and may choose an enemy character. The chosen character is pushed short range. So this got a nice little thing. You're going to be scoring the points for capturing the objective, and you're also going to be able to mess with the other the enemy characters by pushing one character around every power phase. And there's up to 6 power phases, as there's 6 rounds in a game. So really cool stuff. I'm really excited about where Marvel Crisis Protocol is going. They've got so many great characters coming down the line, and as the pandemic starts to lift its veil and stuff is able to start getting to stores, and we're able to start getting our hands on stuff, it's such an exciting time. I mean, not every character is going to make my roster, but nearly every character is going to get purchased by me, especially Iron Fist and Luke Cage. They're one of my top 10 characters in Marvel. So now we just have to wait for Havoc, Juggernaut, America Chavez or Miss America, and a few others. Moon Knight we know is coming down the line. So I'm really looking forward to just filling out my favorite roster of top 10 Marvel characters. At any rate, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. If you are going to leave a comment, or please just leave a comment. On your way down, hit that subscribe button. If you're here on Havoc Maker Studio, jump on over to FNP Wargamers. The link is in the description below. If you're on FNP Wargamers, head on over to Havoc Maker Studio. Link is in the description below. hit the subscribe buttons on there. The more people we have hitting the subscribe, especially on Havoc Maker Studio, once we get to 100 people there, we're going to open it up to having some giveaways. But we need to get 100 subscribers first. We're almost there. We're actually at the halfway mark. So this is really good. In 1 week, we've gotten close to the halfway mark. So, leave a comment. Maybe let me know what characters you want to see for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Whether you've played it or not, or you would just like to see, like, hey man, are they going to be doing this and this? I might be able to even try to dig in and find out that information. Anyways, you guys have yourself a wonderful day. We have some more videos coming down the line for both studios. I know Warhammer Age of Sigmar and Warhammer 40,000 have released some stuff for the past couple of days, so we're going to cover that. And I'm digging into Stargrave from Osprey Press, as that has been hitting all Kickstarter backers now, and I'm trying to get my hands on it so we can at least do a solid review of it firsthand. Anyways, you guys have yourself a wonderful day. My name is John. This is Havoc Maker Studio and FNP Wargamers, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Have a good day.